relax in Solitaire. Tonight we have the Metallics Red bicycle deck with some Honey Crisp apples. I hope your day has been well and you're ready to relax, play some Solitaire, and get some much needed rest. As we shuffle up these cards, please get yourselves nice and comfy and ready for our night. If you enjoy these videos, please let me know, as I've been enjoying the fruits that we've been doing, and I hope these apples supply a nice crunch throughout our night. And with all of that being said, let's begin our first game. Interesting start. Even more of an interesting start. That was surprisingly a very good apple. Let's go for another. Sometimes I forget how much I enjoy apples. I think for me at least, when I think about an apple, I just think about taking a big bite out of one like this, and that makes it a little less appetizing, I guess. But they're so much better when they're pre-cut, or more enjoyable, I should say. So you don't have to do as much work getting through and around the core. Still good either way though. Looks like it's gonna be one of those slow games to start. But I know we have one more play lurking around the corner. Right here. Oh, wait a second. And that might open up our game this next round. And our first fat stack of the knight to our left, king down. 2-2. Looks like we're on our second check already, as there's nowhere for that 8, 7, or 10. So let's build and see how far we go. I forget how much I enjoy the crunchy texture of the apple skin. Kinda interesting when you isolate that on its own, but still very good on its own. Put down, oh wait, put down that 7, queen, and jack. And it looks like, to start off our night, we just won our first game. How sweet is that? So just take a couple more turns as we place down that jack. 10, 9, 9, and 8. Another apple while we wrap up our first victory on the night. And here we have all of these spades in order, ace to king, along with the clubs. Next, the hearts, followed by the diamonds. Let's do our victory shuffle and see how it turns out. Not too bad, just missing the pieces at the end. And we recover. So not a bad shuffle. But now we move on to game number 2. How do you enjoy your apples the most? I think I used to enjoy apples the most in a Granny Smith apple pie, but I think that's changed over time since I realized my favorite part of the apple pie was the cinnamon. I decided just to get some applesauce, drench it in cinnamon, and it does just about the same thing for me. But on its own, I could not really tolerate a Granny Smith apple too well. More often than not, they're too sour and bitter, at least where I'm at. As it looks like we might get swept in one move. So if there's nowhere for that card to go, oh wait a second. Yeah, we might have been swept. So double check time already, as there's nowhere for that king. That 8, 7, 7 once again, 4, 5, 4 once again, and 2. So just in solitaire fashion, we have ourselves a nice win, followed by a bit of a bummer. And we move on to game number 3 so swiftly, as we have double 6s, double jacks, double 5s, and double kings left unturned. Let's get a thick one. What are some other notable forms of apple? How could you forget apple juice? That stuff is good, but my goodness, it's so sweet. Not the stuff you find at the grocery store, though. dishes, come to think of it. Usually it's just an additive, for example, in oatmeal or on this side of your breakfast. Anyway, let's get on to another piece or slice of apple. Almost very unlucky back-to-back games, but it just takes one card to turn things around, as we have 777s on the field as well. At least we have a spot open for a king to do something. I just realized with our 777s, we also have triple queens. Not looking good for us. I guess might as well at this point try finding any way to making a play happen. But yet another red card, and our issue remains of triple queens and 777s. Oh, I should not have done that. Maybe not. Big one. Despite our best efforts, just a little bit short, as there's nowhere for the king, 8 or 10. Missing an opportunity with some red 6s and a black 8. So close, but a much better game than it looked to have been at the start, if it weren't for those pesky triple queens and 777s. As we have double jacks, double 6s, double 8s, and double 9s left unturned. Another apple and another shuffle for game number 4. juiciest apple of the night. I was not expecting that at all. And let's begin our fourth game. It was as if I actually had some apple juice with that apple. That kind of sounds illegal, doesn't it? Having apple slices dipped in apple juice. I guess, in a sense, that's kind of what apple pie is, but a little thickened up. Anyway, let's go for another. This one isn't looking too great either, so far. There, oh, I thought that was a 9. But I guess an 8 is just as fine. Oh, confusing myself a little bit. In all honesty, I just woke up through a little nap in the night so I could get this episode out in time. I think I've done this probably 2 or 3 times now, as we've been getting further along our journey to 1,000. And at points, I just kind of lose track of time, as there's nowhere for that queen. Oh, there's a spot for that 9. Perfect. Yeah, it's just kind of weird waking up and instantly chopping up some apples and playing some solitaire. Nothing wrong with it at all. Just makes me feel like I'm playing a little bit sluggish, I guess. But I think we're doing fine tonight. Oh yeah, another apple. Fat stack number 2 on the night as well. I'm really surprised these apple held their flavor so long. I purchased them maybe a week and a half ago. And here in the United States, maybe you know a little better in your country, we tend to waste a lot of food throughout the year. And I try to avoid doing that. So for fruits and vegetables, even if it's not necessary, I tend to put them in the refrigerator just so the cooler temperatures slow down their ripe period quite a bit, so you don't get thrown out early. And for not being in season, I believe these apples just taste really good for a decent amount of time. So yeah, if you want your fruits and vegetables to last longer, keep them in the fridge which, if you didn't know, you probably did. But just in case you didn't. Oh, I thought that was one piece. We have two. So close. And we're on to our final game of the night. Dang. But you know what? 3 good games out of 4 so far isn't too bad for us, isn't it? Let's go another apple while we shuffle. Whoa. So good. I'm so glad, or happy I should say, one of you out there, or a couple of you I should say, wanted me to try out some fruits and vegetables. Honestly, they've been my favorite videos yet. Something just about a nice, simple carrot, for example, kind of tops a Cheeto more often than not. As a kid growing up, we kind of ate very poorly for various factors. Convenience, financially, and it just wasn't nice always having to eat some junk food, so just having a chance at eating some apples and carrots just on my own for fun, and then for a video where it's received well, it makes it much better. I do enjoy the crunchy snacks, but honestly I was gonna stop doing these videos since the amount of unhealthy snacks was kind of getting a bit meh. So I'm glad these fruits and vegetables resurged my enjoyment with these. Alright, speaking of enjoyment, let's get to another fat apple piece. My goodness. I might have to have this one. almost got our 10. We really need that black 10 to come around for us. I think we may have reached the end. Nowhere for that 2, queen or jack, reverse build. As much as we can would still leave us without this 4 being placed. So nowhere for that 2 for sure. But you know what? A very enjoyable night of cards all around. So for the final time of the night, let's see the final 9 left unturned. And that was fortunate timing. Double 9s. Make that triple 9s, my goodness. Anyway, my friend, it's been fun. I'm gonna finish off these apples after putting these cards away. And while I do this, I'd like to say, I hope you have yourself a relaxing remainder of your night. Many, many sweet dreams, of course. And until we meet again, please stay safe and eat your fruits and vegetables.